Okay, so the most difficult part about taking care of our baby, for me, there were a few things. When I drive to school, I have River on the front seat, and I have to hold him with one hand because when I come to a stop, he slides forward. And I remember I almost got into an accident last week trying to prevent him from falling because I didn't want to break him and have him spill all over the front seat because that would have been horrible. And I would have felt like an awful parent. And just remembering to take him, like if I didn't have him with me in the start of the day, I would not even remember that I had him, to be quite honest. So I'm really grateful that Ariana would have him and remind me that he's there, because then I'm like, oh, I have to take him. And not dropping him, because he would get really, I mean, I know he doesn't do anything, but he gets
around,
heavy.
It's like 4 pounds plus the basket and blanket's like 6 pounds. It's like, I don't need that.
It was a lot of work to carry him around, and then making sure nobody takes pictures, because I remembering to ask people to watch my child for me, because people are jerks and are like, oh, your child's left alone, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to get extra credit and you're going to lose credit. It's like, that's not cool.
Awful.
So, yeah. What about you?
Definitely remembering him. That was a struggle. You almost forgot him like once, but we didn't.
Yeah, so we're good. We're good parents because we didn't forget him. So, even though he doesn't remind us that he's there, we still remember that he was there. So, I think that makes us pretty good parents,
pretty cool.
Regardless of all the difficulties that we faced. Okay, so do I think I'm ready for a baby right now? No, I don't. I don't think I'm ready for a baby in any way. It's been hard enough trying to remember the baby I currently have. And I mean, I guess that's to be expected considering he doesn't cry and he doesn't let me know that he's there. So it's really easy to forget. It's kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing, which is actually a very bad quality to have as a parent. So I'm definitely not ready. I wouldn't be ready to support him. I can hardly support myself. And, I got to worry about school and I have to worry about college and all this other stuff. And I can't throw a baby into I can't throw a little me with all of that. So I don't know what I would do if I had a child right now. Honestly, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how teenagers like myself can live with that. Like, I don't know. I'm just not ready. And I don't think I'll be ready until I'm married and I have a house and, I have the time to support a kid, because, yeah, this is actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. When this project was initially introduced to us, I was like, oh, this is going to be super easy. This is going to be a blast. I'm never going to forget my kids. This is going to be great. And after like the 3rd day, I was sick of him, which is horrible, but it's the truth. So, Miss Audibale, I'm not ready to have a child. So, rest easy knowing that I will not ever have a child anytime soon.
I mean, for one, I'm 16. I haven't even lived yet. I haven't graduated high school. I haven't graduated college. I haven't done anything that I want to do before I settle down and have a kid. So, I mean, I'm too young for one. Secondly, I'm nowhere near financially stable enough to have a kid. I don't even have a job. My only source of income comes from my parents. So it's like that, I don't have the money for it because kids cost, we calculated how much, only the first year was, and it was already $20,000. So, I mean, it's too much to raise a kid, especially at this age when I don't have any money. Plus, I'm not emotionally ready. Because, I mean, kids are so draining. You have to be patient with them. You have to, know how to take care of them. You, have to be really gentle. And, there's nights you don't sleep. And it's just, I don't get enough sleep as it is. So, I mean, that would really mess me up. Also, it's just, I just don't want to, throw my life away at this age. Because I think I have, a lot of potential and, a lot of things going for me right now, and I don't want that to all disappear just because I made a mistake and had a kid, and I'm not ready.
Alright, so our professions that we were handed for this project, I thought that was kind of unfair because I got a hairstylist, which I mean I guess makes sense. But you know they don't make too much, and Ariana she's a police officer, and they make much more than I do, which is okay because overall we have a decent amount of money, and we were doing okay. Nothing was too expensive in the beginning, and then we got our salary cut in half. So we went from $88,000 all the way to $44,000, and we had enough to pay for the baby and all of its needs and delivery charges in the hospital and whatnot.
Yeah, we had like $24,000 left.
We had over $20,000 left over, which was okay. You know, if you don't take into account apartment fees and food and whatnot, phone bills, all that other stuff. But overall, I think in a real life situation, if we had professions like that, we would not be too far off with, I don't know, we would have enough money. I think we would make enough with her. If it was just my income, we'd be totally screwed. And then our child would hate us.
Poor River.
You know? Poor River.
It's okay.
So, but overall, it hasn't affected the cost of the child too much. Our professions helped us out pretty well. So I'm grateful that Ariana's a police officer, honestly. So, yeah. My partner's been pretty supportive in this project so far. I mean, I think I made a good choice with my partner because she's actually really consistent with her work, and especially if it's for school, she actually gets a lot done and she gets it done on time. So I really trust her with this project, and I think she's had the baby more than I've had the baby during this project, which is fine by me. But I mean, you know, yeah, she's been really supportive, and I haven't really had any problems at all with this project. A highlight, when I was sick for a few days, she had the baby, and she was probably really sick of him by then, but I'm grateful that she was there because, you know, I wouldn't want the child getting sick. That'd be absurd. So, and then I haven't really had a low point in this at all. It's been consistent the whole time, and it's been really easy, especially with her supporting me along with it and helping me out and helping me not forget him and vice versa. So overall, it's been a pretty good project and it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, so. Sam has been really supportive in the project. I mean, from the start, we pretty much agree on everything. So like, we don't fight over like, oh God, can you take him? Like, oh, I'm so sick of like carrying this bag of sugar around. Like, no, it's not like that. It's just, I guess we have a schedule, but it's not really a schedule. Like, the every other day thing works for us, and it's just like we've never like really had an argument, like a legit argument, like about the kid, other than just like playing around. But yeah, I think it helped that we were friends before this project, because like if I was paired up with like someone just random that I didn't know that well, I definitely think I would no longer be friends with them after this project, because they just wouldn't agree with me on the same things, and I wouldn't agree with them on what they wanted. So yeah, Sam's been a really good partner, and there hasn't really been any lows with this project, so that's definitely good. So yeah.
The genetic disease we decided to study was bipolar disorder, and it would be really hard taking care of River if he had that, because not only the mood swings, but it would, like, the cost of the medicine we would have to get for him and everything, like, that would drop our budget down even more than it is already at.
Yeah, and I mean, having a child already comes with mood swings, and it comes with things that they're going to want all the time. So if our child was bipolar, then we would deal with, let's say he really wanted ice cream. We'd get him the ice cream. Suddenly, he flips it on us. He doesn't want our ice cream anymore, and then he gets really upset. And then he'll switch back and be like, why didn't you get me ice cream? And it's going to be super confusing. And it's going to be like, okay, well, we don't know how to please this kid. We just have no idea. And like Ariana said, the cost of the medicine would be really monumental. And I mean, it'd be worth it. I would love to do it.
Yeah.
But it would just be really difficult. It'd be really hard, especially like with all the mood swings, the lows.
Especially the lows if he like tries to kill himself or something.
There's so many other things we have to worry about if he is bipolar that could stem from him being bipolar originally. It's like just other things could happen. Like he could hurt himself or he could hurt other people, and we
Yeah.
really don't want that to happen. So it would be really unfortunate if we actually had a child and it grew up and had bipolar disorder. So I'm crossing my fingers that he or she doesn't.
Yeah.
But if it does, then we'll
could
do what
do
we
it.
can.
We could definitely do it.
We'd do what we could. So yeah.
Yeah.
Guess it's the same in the way that I have to remember to take it everywhere with me, and I can't just like leave it sitting on a table, and that I would always have to like carry it around, and I guess just like make sure I always had it with me, and I don't just like leave it with someone I don't know, and just like don't drop it on the floor and all that. But it's also like really different because like since it's just a bag of sugar, it's like, yeah, I can forget to like take it places with me, like that's like a possibility. But if it's a kid and it's like crying and like screaming, I'm like not gonna forget that, and I would always like remember it. But I mean, also like kids cry, like there's only like we only had to wake up one night at 3 in the morning, and that wasn't even that bad. But doing that consistently, like every night, and like sometimes not even getting sleep, like that just sounds awful. So plus I'd have to know how to take care of a child. I would have to, completely like drop pretty much everything for it, like I said earlier, and it's similar but also completely different.
So this project is similar to what I would expect if I had a real child, in that I have to constantly check myself and make sure that I have him with me and that I'm taking care of him, I'm not dropping him, I'm not doing anything that a bad parent would, and I have to act like a real parent, and I don't have to take him anywhere, I don't have to get up and make him stop crying in the middle of the night, thankfully. But that's really the only ways that it's similar, in that I have to carry him around everywhere and just make sure nobody takes pictures of him unintended, because like in real life I can go to jail for that, even though it sucks. And I guess I just said this, but it's different in that I don't have to constantly wake up in the middle of the night, and I don't have to feed him, I don't have to change him except for his beanies, I don't have to do stuff with him and make sure he gets out and about and does fun stuff. So really this project isn't too similar to having a child, it's more just to see how accountable we are. So yeah.